participate in this work, you are a missionary right in your own home, neighborhood, and church. Okay, so a missionary is not bound to working abroad. One can be a missionary right at home. And the medical part of this work, it's not only a physical healing, it's a work of benevolence, a work of restoration. It means to repair something that was broken. Oh, I wish you could see, but here we go. There's a Greek word in the Bible. It's used many times. It's sozo. It's the most commonly translated in English as to save, to heal, to deliver, and to preserve. It's a powerful and rich term. It has direct relevance to medical missionary work, both in theology and practice. It appears over 100 times in the New Testament and is used in a holistic sense, encompassing spiritual salvation, physical healing, and emotional restoration. So some biblical examples of spiritual salvation, Matthew 1:21, you will call his name Jesus, for he will save, sozo, his people from their sins. Physical healing, Mark 5:34, Jesus says, daughter, your faith has made you well, sozo. Go in peace and be healed of your disease. All sorts of crazy things are happening on my computer right now. Rescue or deliverance, Matthew 8:25. Lord, the disciples cry out, save us, sozo us. We are perishing. So the disciples are calling out from rescue from physical danger. Because sozo includes both healing and salvation, it provides a strong biblical foundation for the integration of physical care and spiritual ministry, exactly what medical missionary work seeks to do. And this is why we cannot separate health and the gospel. This is why the medical missionary work is the right arm. Salvation is holistic because we are holistic. It is a complete restoration of body, mind, and spirit. Healing affects the mind. Healing of the body affects the mind. Healing of the mind affects the body. And healing of the body without the spirit is not true healing. It will only be temporary at best and is not unto salvation. Okay. We are told, Testimonies of the Church, Volume 7, we have come to a time when every member of the church should take hold of medical missionary work. That is you. The world is a Lazar house filled with victims of both physical and spiritual disease. Everywhere, people are perishing for a lack of the knowledge of the truths that have been committed to us. The members of the church are in need of an awakening that they may realize their responsibility to impart these truths. Okay, so I wish you could see the Cycle of Evangelism. I think they're still working on it. But we're going to go through each step very quickly. There's 10 steps. And I want you to prayerfully consider how you can implement each step in your church calendar. This is the goal, to have a calendar of evangelism, a yearly calendar scheduled based on each one of these steps. And we'll go through these briefly. Step 1 is personal revival and reformation. We've been told, and we've been talking about this, a revival of true godliness among us is the greatest and most urgent of all our needs. To seek this should be our first work. That's Selected Messages, Book 1, page 121. What is revival and reformation? A revival and reformation must take place under the ministration of the Holy Spirit. Revival and reformation are two different things. Revival signifies a renewal of the spiritual life, a quickening of the powers of mind and heart, a resurrection from spiritual death. Reformation signifies a reorganization, a change in the ideas and theories, habits and practices. Reformation will not bring forth the good fruit of righteousness unless it is connected with the revival of the Spirit. Revival and reformation are to do their appointed work, and in doing this, they must blend. So the question is, how can we experience revival and reformation in our own lives? Or in our church? How can we implement revival into our church calendar, right? And it's simple. If we want a revival and reformation in our lives, we need to spend time in the Word of God, seek Him through prayer and fasting. We should do this individually and in a community like we're doing here today. And what can you do? You can choose a few weeks each year to do a revival seminar in your church. You can start a prayer group either early morning on the phone or Zoom or in person. There's many things you can do. Please consider what you can do in your church. The second step is church member training. So church training is used to educate members on the power and effectiveness of health evangelism. Members are encouraged to improve their own health, support and facilitate community programs and outreach in their church. So I encourage your health ministry leaders in each church to organize trainings for the members. Members, do you have any special skills or knowledge regarding health? Do you know how to use herbs, massage, helpful cooking? Let your ministry leaders know that you want to help. We're told in Ministry of Healing, page 149, many would be willing to work if they were taught how to begin. They need to be instructed and encouraged. So we have personal revival reformation. We train our church members. The next step is TMI and TCI. So TMI stands for Total Member Involvement. TCI, which is what we do at Weimar, Total Community Involvement. These programs embrace the idea of friendship evangelism, loving people in a practical and genuine way. TCI is a way for the local church or school to pull their skills and talents together to meet the felt needs of their community. In Christian Service, page 72, we're told the formation of small companies as a basis of Christian effort has been presented to me by one who cannot err. Let there be in every church a well-organized company or well-organized companies of workers to labor in the vicinity of that church. So TCI is a benevolence work that demonstrates love, not just through words, but with actions. It is helping those in the church and community with their needs according to the skills church members have. TCI members go out in teams, knocking on doors to assess the needs and services and offer services in their vicinity. Some examples could be baking bread or cookies and delivering them, giving a massage or simple treatments, teaching valuable health or other information, helping the sick and elderly with difficult jobs like cleaning up their yard or whatnot, assisting single moms with babysitting, giving rides to those needing transportation, and visiting the lonely, and the list goes on. There's so many things we can do for the people in our neighborhoods. And at Weimar, the entire university goes out every Wednesday from 3 to 6 p.m., and we go out in teams, and we knock on doors. And you would not believe the miracles. In our last evangelistic series, guess who was in the audience? Our contacts from TCI, those people who opened up the doors. It's a powerful tool. We are told, Ministry of Healing, page 145.1, many have no faith in God and have lost confidence in man. Is this not true? But they appreciate acts of sympathy and of helpfulness. And they see one with no inducement of earthly praise or compensation come into their homes, ministering to the sick, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, comforting the sad, and tenderly pointing all to him of whose love and pity the human worker is but the messenger. As they see this, their hearts will be touched. And this is the whole point of TCI. And the whole cycle of evangelism is to create relationships. And yes. Christ Object Lessons, page 229, we are not to wait for souls to come to us. We must seek them where they are. There are multitudes who will never be reached by the gospel unless it is carried to them. Step 1, personal revival and reformation. Step 2, church member training. Step 3, TCI or TMI, what we were just talking about. Number 4 is our health expos. And we've been doing this for the past 5 days. Has anyone here, please don't be shy, raise your hand, been through our health expos in one of our locations? We've had the Fiji Mission Conference Center, Nareri, Raiwaka, Tamavua, Perea. Yes, some of you, thank you. And you know what? So we've been doing like a mini version of the Cycle of Evangelism here, but it takes a long time to create these relationships. This is why we need to implement each one of these steps in our church in a calendar every year. so that we will have tons of people who have come through our Health Expos coming to our evangelistic series. So what is it? It's a simple event organized by the church. This ministry event is formulated to educate on the laws of health, trust in God, temperance, physical activity, air, sunlight, nutrition, water, and rest. It provides basic health screenings, lifestyle coaching, and counseling. We are told, Counsels on Health, page 452, much of the prejudice that prevents the truth of the third angel's message from reaching the hearts of the people might be removed if more attention were given to health reform. When the people become interested in this subject, the way is often prepared for the entrance of other truths. If they see that we are intelligent with regard to health, they will be more ready to believe in what we are They will be more ready to believe that we are sound in Bible doctrines. So if we can win their confidence in the area of health, they are more likely to believe in the truth and be saved. So the Health Expo, it's just a free service. We provide health screening, health information, advice. We promote events, and we invite the people who come through to our church programs. Our Health Expos here were extremely successful. I know one of our hubs in the past 5 days saw about 180 people. This is an amazing tool that you all have to bring people into your church, to get to know them and to provide for them, to care for them. This is Christ's method. This is why we do these. And you know what? My hub, we were at Peria. We were all musicians. We were not doctors or nurses, but we were trained in just doing these simple things, and everyone get involved. My husband, he was playing violin, right? And this is the point. Everyone can be involved. You don't need to be a doctor. And if you see the banners in the back here, you can use the banners. What you do is you set up stations, and the people come through, and you teach them. You provide connections with them. One of our stations was massage. Make sure you don't skip that one, right? People love the massage, and it's a great way to make connections because we're touching them, and it creates that oxytocin, and we get that connection. So it's an excellent tool. And this needs to be connected with the church. Counsels on Health, page 514. The medical missionary work should be part of the work of every church in our land. Disconnected from the church, it would soon become a strange medley of disorganized atoms. It would consume and not produce. And you all are doing a great job of this. I heard that every church has a health hub, which is excellent. And I encourage you, if your hub is not active, see what you can do to get it active again. Step 1, personal revival and reformation. Step 2, church member training. Step 3, TMI or TCI, or door knocking, community service. And step 4 is our Health Expo. The next thing is health programs or community programs. So the work of churches in their communities will break down barriers, opening the door to hearts that would have otherwise been closed to the gospel. This is why it is so important to train every church member to participate in health evangelism by doing community programs. So what can we do? Why do we do community programs? It creates interest in the community. We attract people to the church. We make friends, relationships. It stirs up revival and reformation in our own church because our members are active in serving. You can save many lives by changing unhealthful habits. You demonstrate God's love and the gospel in your own life. And what are some ideas? You can do health expos, that's a community program, health seminars, cooking schools, natural remedy classes, smoking cessation workshops, lifestyle consultations. You can do things that are not even related to health. You can have walking clubs or exercise clubs. Well, I guess that's related to health. Are you a painter? You can start a painting class, anything that will bring people into your church, and then you can invite them to your health programs. Our next step after health programs is coaching, lifestyle coaching. And this is very simple. Let me see here. The health information that we provide is very powerful, but it only describes the problems and recommends a few solutions. It does not offer the support needed in the process of lifestyle change, and this is where lifestyle coaching comes in. It's very simple. Lifestyle coaching means being a friend and support to others in their journey to health and salvation. It is through a manifestation of the love and ministry of Christ that we will accomplish this mission, remembering love will flow through us only as Jesus dwells in our hearts. So as we go out into our communities, we can offer lifestyle coaching. And you don't need to, there's resources to be trained. I have all of these on my slide presentation, which you're not seeing. If you would like it, you can come to me afterwards and I will share it with you. And you can send it to all your church members. But if you can pray, if you can be a friend and a support to someone in need, you can be a lifestyle coach. Every single member can get involved. There's no reason not to. Step 8 is Bible study. So after Jesus ministered to people's felt needs, then he could say, "Follow me." We see this over and over again in the Bible. Your church will also be able to invite people to follow Jesus as they see their health improved and their lives changing for better. And Bible studies can begin at any point in the cycle of evangelism. Keep in mind, from the very beginning of your relationship with your community friend, be sensitive to any indication of spiritual interest. Pray for their hearts to be open to Jesus and for the right opportunity to offer Bible studies. And if you don't feel comfortable offering Bible studies, lead them to someone in your church who can. And then step 9, evangelism seminar and baptisms. That's what we're doing here, right? This is the time of reaping. This is the grand event of all the work of the preceding year or so that this has been leading up to. At these meetings, community members will make final commitments and ultimately seal their decisions with baptism. Right? Have you invited anyone to this evangelism seminar without ministering to their needs, winning their confidence first, like I did last week? How did it go for you? After you implement this calendar and you get out there in your community, you will see people saying yes to come to these seminars. And this is what the cycle evangelism is all about. And then finally, the last step is new members' nurture and growth. Baptism is not the end, but the beginning of a journey. The spiritual life should continue to grow. New members are to be nurtured and receive the opportunity to grow and apply the new knowledge that they have learned. We're told, Desire of Ages, page 141, when men and women accept the truth, we're not to go away and leave them and have no further burden for them. They are to be looked after. And that is the beauty of the cycle of evangelism. Once we bring them through, they've come to our community programs, we've helped them with their problems, we've supported them along the way, we've studied the Bible with them, they've come to the evangelistic series, they've decided to make a decision for Jesus, they're baptized, guess what? Then they start their personal revival reformation. They get trained. They're the ones going out into the community. They're the ones participating in the health expos. This is not just the cycle of evangelism, but also the cycle of discipleship. And what do disciples do? They go and teach others. So thank you so much for listening. My appeal to you is find out what's going on in your local church. Do they have a calendar for evangelism? How can you implement these steps into the calendar? Know that you have exactly what it takes. Every member can be involved. Thank you and God bless.